Good evening YouTubers, and welcome back to my channel of an everyday life of an Aspie. If you're following me right now, I'm Aspie. I'm all about creating mental health and awareness and sharing my life stories with Aspergers Syndrome, OCD and the like. If you've been following me and you've seen the latest update about the Jacinda Arden, I did pronounce her surname, I humbly apologise. If anyone knows it, professionally, please correct me below. What has come to my attention that I had to break it into two parts, obviously, of that day when she came in, but one of which will hopefully tell of her interacting with the crowd that came at that same place in the Highbury residential area here in Palmerston North, so that hopefully I can show you some of that as stored away. But in the meantime, I'm doing this as a second part with her just asking questions from the crowd, as well as also just basically mingling and getting to know people, as well as also maybe showing up some viewers' opinions on the update of this housing announcement versus every other thing that's coming into effect for this election that's coming up next month here in New Zealand of September 23rd. So sit tight and enjoy the ride, and hopefully just let me know below, as I said from the first part, what would you like to see
Yeah, well, I can take care of it. Yeah,
how are you, Adrian? Oh, very good, thank you. It's awesome to be back in Palmerston North as part of my electorate with my colleague Louise Galloway and Heather Warren for Rangitika, and exciting times. I've never seen anything like this, actually, got to be honest.
It's a good sized crowd, isn't it?
It's a decent sized crowd, and it's the kind of momentum that we're seeing across the country, and that people are coming to hear Jacinda, and I think she's going to be delivering a really strong message to the people today. People are wanting some hope for the future, and I think what we're delivering through our messages about what Labour would do in government is really important for everyone to hear, so it's very exciting.
It's not only a message for Palmerston North and the Manawatu, but as you just said, being the Labour MP for Te Tai Hauaru, it's a message for the voters, the Māori voters in your electorate. So what do you want to say to them?
I just want to say to the people here in Highbury and throughout Palmerston North and Manawatu that we really do care about the future of Palmerston North and all of the people that live here.
Thank you so much. My name is Tahu. How are you? Thank you for coming, Tahu. I do know her, actually. Yes. Yeah, maybe she'll come to Palmy too, eh?
Nice. Do you want to come down?
I will come down.
The Labour Party, Jacinda Arden is coming into town, into Palmerston North, and we're just going to ask some people in the crowd a few questions about why they're here, and what we'll do is we'll keep on doing Vox Pops throughout.
You may be asking, what is Vox Pop? Okay, in broadcasting, it can be pronounced as in the Latin word Vox Populi or Vox Populi. This is a definition meaning as an interview with the members of the public. It's a Latin phrase that just literally means voice.
Vox Pops throughout Jacinda's interview and while she's here, and talking to people in the crowd. So
Members of the public's opinions based on what was shared with us by Jacinda Arden.
Fantastic. So what we're doing some Vox Pops for the Labour Party and Jacinda Arden, and also for social media. So yeah, would you like to answer just a couple of questions about today?
Sure.
Fantastic.
I would.
Absolutely. Look, I'll get in the middle of you all, eh? Fantastic. Okay, here we go. So, why are you all here today?
We're year 2 of the bicultural social work degree at Niueme. Fantastic. University of New Zealand.
Yeah.
Can I just get past here, please?
For sure, sorry. And we're currently doing papers on law and legislation, particularly housing. Me and he's doing housing.
Fantastic.
And talking about policies that are currently going through our local government here.
Absolutely. So are you excited about what the possibility is of the announcement today?
Yeah, definitely.
Fantastic. Look, are you who would you like to see as Prime Minister and why, I suppose?
Jacinda, I think she's her policies are talk as well.
Yeah, I think that she's for the, dare I say, the lower class.
Yep.
And you know, we need to uplift them and to build them up in order to make a better themselves.
Fantastic. So the ladies who I'm talking to.
It's like a weird
Absolutely. Yeah, fantastic. So then, far out, what did you guys think?
I really like the bringing nurses into schools.
Yep.
I think that it needs to be branching out to social workers as well. We've currently got SWIS, which is social workers in schools. I think that our children need social workers. Yes, they need the nurses, but it's the social workers that really that look after and nurture our children.
To be fair, you guys are social work students, and also to be fair, I actually did SWIS as part of as a former life, so I love SWIS. Can't we have both?
You know, we can. I'm saying as well, as an addition.
It's working together as a team.
It's about cross-agency cohesion. Working together, just like having the dental nurse is just as important as having a dental nurse in the school. Every single one.
Fantastic. So, I mean, as I heard you all say, so much in there. Was there anything in particular that you found just that you really connected with?
Mental health. I think that's really, really important. So many Kiwis are diagnosed with mental illness, and yet you have to be at the point of suicide for the doctor to hospital. And there's no support for the families and for people, because that's hard enough as well for the family to have to deal with people.
So is it about having the ambulance on top of the hill, the fence on top of the hill instead of the ambulance at the bottom?
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. It's about getting in, it's about prevention rather than intervention. I firmly believe that that's the key to it. The one thing that stood out was the housing. We've been looking at these plots of land for years, wondering what the hell are they going to do with it. So it's really good to hear that Labour will actually do something.
Fantastic. Look, I'll leave you guys to it and try and get yourselves in.
Yeah, thank you. Okay, we're going to have a competition to see who can have the biggest smile. And you see, mine's pretty big. Do you want to see? It's pretty big, eh? Do you think you can beat me? Okay, here we go. Here we go. Alright, are we ready? Okay, turn around and we'll start. Face that way, so that guys want to see us. Ready?
Questions to Jacinda Arden.
Hell no. Yeah, I didn't think that's the one, did I?
She said that she didn't like it. Now she's in there. I
Do you want in or out?
Yeah, it can be in.
Oh, can I?
You want to be in.
It's a video, you can wave.
The housing policy.
I would expect that they probably make up some of our Housing New Zealand wait list, which has grown in Palmerston North. Over 140 families waiting for homes. Building, an additional 70 plus houses will make a big difference to that waiting list and a big difference to that community.
So what's the split between houses that you're going to sell and then houses you're going to
We've roughly indicated 50-50.
Right, but you've got 140 families on the wait list.
Yeah.
So you're going to build, what, 70
This
odd?
is for this particular plan. We've also committed to continuing to build and repurpose and upgrade state houses as well. There are vacant state houses in Palmerston North as well. Over 30, I believe, vacant state houses. So that's another way that we can make sure we use that pressure.
Is there enough labour to support it,
A great question. One of the reasons that we're so focused on increasing the number of apprentices, we have a policy, our Data Apprenticeship Scheme, which see businesses supported to take on apprentices for that first year, where they tend to cost in order to train. By giving them a business the equivalent of the dole, we believe.
Questions to Jacinda Arden.
It's one of the plans that I expect there'd be very little delay on.
What's the council's involvement?
We've talked to them about the housing need here. They've helped us with the planning to assess how many houses we can put on these plots of land, so that at least gives us a head start when it comes to the planning and consenting process. Beyond that, they of course know the needs of their community, so giving us some advice around making sure that we're building in the right areas, the right sized houses. It's something we always do in consultation.
Are there other parts of the country looking at rolling this out?
We've already made announcements down in Queenstown Way, in Hamilton and the Hut. That's similar to this.
You also noted you're banning foreign speculators. You don't get any further on the current policy.
No, once it is, it's pretty comprehensive.
In a post-treaty settlement era, how does iwi factor into the policy?
Ian, have you had consultation with any of the iwi housing needs or?
So obviously Rangitane have just had their settlement. They are interested in what options are available to them, but at the same time they've also said that government has to take its responsibility, and we shouldn't suddenly go running to the iwi just because they've got money now. So we obviously would like to work with them. I'm sure they'll want to have a role, but government has a core responsibility here, and that's what we're talking about today.
Feel free to join us at the mall.
And Heather, make sure Heather's in it.
I'll be in it too. I'm giving you the clear. I'll come on.
Are you in anything, Clark? Do you want to in something?
Actually, I will after this. Yeah, we'll wait.
Oh, lovely. Ian, we want to see your face too. Lovely. Don. Beautiful. What a nice photo.
What a wonderful day.
Let's do this. Yeah, awesome.
It's a slogan for us.
It's a great slogan.
Dylan.
Yes, take it. Well, doctor on Friday, but then the doctor on Monday said, maybe we can make it how much?
Were you here the whole time?
Yes, I spoke too fast.
I did speak a bit fast. I don't want to be bored. What was your name?
Kim? Rob? So he's wanted to get a photo with you and say, hey, cool.
What, in the middle?
Yes.
I got your thanks.
Sure we address the housing crisis in a practical way. Any questions?
So you talk about selling these houses at cost. Do you have any idea what that may cost, or what policies you may put in place to ensure these people are first home buyers?
Yeah, so we've got a way of making sure at least that we just put criteria in. That'll be an application-based process. If we have more applications than we have homes, then we'd run a ballot system. We've done things like this before, at least there are examples of government doing this before in other areas and other developments, and it's the same plan we've rolled out for other areas.
you hear about developers talking about the high cost of actually building. So how would you ensure that these are actually affordable and not a price reflective of high building costs?
Yeah, we've costed this. Building at scale, of course, does bring in efficiencies, and we believe that we can do it in the range of $270,000 for those larger homes. That's about the same range that you'll see the lower quartile of pricing in Palmerston North. And of course, building them at cost means that we can keep them affordable, and we're building them on Housing New Zealand land.
Palmerston North is a refugee.
Well, that wraps up for today of the Q&A with Jacinda Arden with the housing announcement part 2 of the episode as promised. Give me a like for thumbs up for support, comment below, feel free to share these videos around, feel free to follow me on my social media sites. If you want to be part of my journey as well as part of my YouTube family, feel free to subscribe to my channel, and while you're down there in that link, don't forget to turn on the notification bell to keep up to date while Aspie is out and about, or any new content that is available to you guys for your leisure or entertainment or whatever reason you have landed on my page. So once again, thanks for your support, thanks for watching, do what you love what you do. Until next time, Aspie signing out, have a great day, and I'll see you again soon.